June 25, 1864. Digging Victory. Union forces began digging a tunnel under Confederate lines at Petersburg, Virginia. This operation, which culminated in what became known as the Battle of the Crater, represented one of the most ambitious engineering efforts of the American Civil War. The siege of Petersburg was a critical phase of the war, lasting from June 1864 to April 1865. Union General Ulysses S. Grant sought to cut off supplies to Richmond by targeting Petersburg, a strategic railroad hub supplying the Confederate capital. The tunnel plan originated from soldiers in the 48th Pennsylvania Infantry, many of who had been coal miners before the war. Lieutenant Colonel Henry Pleasants, a mining engineer, proposed the plan to dig a shaft under the Confederate line, fill it with explosives, and detonate it to breach the Southern defenses. Despite initial skepticism from higher command, including General George G. Meade, the plan was approved and work began on June 25. The tunnel extended over 500 feet and was completed in less than a month, with ventilation achieved through an ingenious system using a vertical exhaust shaft and a wooden air conduit. The tunnel was packed with over 8,000 pounds of black powder, divided into chambers beneath the Confederate fortifications. On the morning of July 30, 1864, the mine was detonated, creating a crater about 170 feet long, 60 to 80 feet wide, and over 30 feet deep. The explosion instantly killed around 300 Confederate soldiers and caused widespread confusion among Southern troops. However, the follow-up assault by Union forces was poorly executed. Although specially trained African American troops had been prepared to lead the attack, commanding officers reversed this decision at the last minute, assigning the task to unprepared white troops instead. These soldiers charged directly into the crater rather than around it, becoming trapped in the pit with steep walls. Confederate forces quickly regrouped and opened fire into the crater, turning the Union assault into a catastrophic failure. The Battle of the Crater resulted in approximately 3,800 Union casualties compared to fewer than 1,500 Confederate losses. The failed assault marked a missed opportunity for the Union Army to break the siege of Petersburg. Grant later described the attack as the saddest affair I have witnessed in the war. Despite the tactical failure, the tunnel itself remained a remarkable feat of military engineering and highlighted the creative use of specialized civilian skills within the Army. The broader strategic context of the Petersburg campaign reflected the transition from traditional battles to trench and siege warfare, prefiguring techniques later used in World War I. The use of mines and engineering was not unique to the Civil War, but the scale and scope of the Petersburg Tunnel were unprecedented in American conflict at that time. The tunnel dig, begun on June 25, also underscored the challenges of coordination between military engineering and battlefield tactics. While the 48th Pennsylvania demonstrated innovation and discipline in constructing the tunnel, the leadership's inadequate planning for the assault undermined its effectiveness. The mismanagement of troop deployment, poor communication, and confusion on the battlefield all contributed to the Union's failure to exploit the breach successfully. In retrospect, the digging of the tunnel at Petersburg represents a case where engineering ingenuity surpassed tactical execution. The event is widely studied in military history for its lessons on combined arms operations, battlefield preparation, and the importance of clear command structure. Today, the site of the crater is preserved as part of Petersburg National Battlefield, where visitors can view interpretive exhibits and walk along the traces of the original earthworks. The tunnel's construction and the events of July 30 serve as a reminder that technical success must be matched by strategic clarity and effective leadership to achieve victory in war. The digging that began on June 25, 1864, remains one of the most memorable engineering undertakings of the Civil War and a landmark in the history of American military innovation. For enthusiasts of historical ephemera, visit history-collectors.com to find collectibles that might complement your collection. You can own a piece of history.